Grandmaster WaXhira of the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood once said something really striking. Every whirlwind marks the spot where Atlantis sunk.
Hmm.
Now, you hear that, you probably think, okay, lost cities, maybe shipwrecks, right? Under the ocean somewhere.
That's the common idea, yeah.
But what if that powerful statement isn't really about a literal place? What if it's pointing to something, I don't know, much closer, something buried deep inside you?
Exactly.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really going deep into these concepts of self-discovery, transformation, spiritual awakening.
It's powerful stuff.
Absolutely. We're unpacking insights from ancient wisdom, specifically through the lens of this teaching. Every whirlwind marks the spot where Atlantis sunk, how to awaken the soul you've buried inside. It's from the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood.
Right.
And our mission today really is to explore how those chaotic moments, those whirlwinds in life, might actually be invitations. Invitations to reconnect with who we truly are.
And for you, listening, our goal here is to maybe offer a bit of shortcut, a different way to see life's challenges.
A shortcut, I like that.
Yeah, not just seeing them as, problems to get through, but as actual signposts.
Yeah.
Pointing towards a truth you might have forgotten about yourself. We're hoping to uncover some honestly surprising ideas about why difficult things happen and how they can actually lead to that big aha moment, that moment of remembering who you really are.
Okay, so let's unpack this central idea first, Atlantis. When Grandmaster WaXhira uses that word, if it's not a literal city, what is it? What's this Atlantis within?
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it? In these teachings, Atlantis isn't a place on a map. It's a symbol, a really profound one.
For what?
For the soul, for divine consciousness, or as the Brotherhood and other traditions sometimes call it, the Christos within.
Christos within. Okay.
Think of it like this innate spark, wisdom, love, consciousness, already perfect inside every single person. It's that core part of you that, it can't really be destroyed.
Right.
And this idea, that our deepest self is like this divine spark that gets hidden. It pops up everywhere in so many traditions.
Like where?
Well, think about Christian scripture. The story of the prodigal son, right? He leaves, loses everything, hits rock bottom, then comes home.
Right, back to the father.
Exactly. And that's often seen as a symbol for that journey back to the true self, our spiritual home. Or look at the Upanishads in India. They talk about the Atman.
The inner self.
Yeah, the inner self, hidden under layers of ego, illusion, attachments, like gold buried under rock. It's the same core idea.
That's really interesting, seeing those parallels. So the teaching suggests we were once connected to this inner Atlantis, this kind of golden state.
That's the idea, a state of divine memory connection.
But then life happened.
Pretty much. Through lifetimes, the source says, of trauma or intense desires pulling us outward, ambition, pain. We kind of sank beneath the waters of forgetfulness.
Waters of forgetfulness. I like that phrasing. It's like we piled stuff on top of our own light.
Exactly. We forgot how bright it was. And so the journey now, maybe the biggest adventure, is just remembering, uncovering what was never actually lost.
Just buried.
Just buried. It's not about creating something new. It's rediscovery.
Okay, so if Atlantis is that inner truth, that buried soul, what's the whirlwind? How does that fit in, especially in our day-to-day lives? Because, bad stuff happens all the time. Is every tough day a whirlwind?
That's a really important distinction. No, it's not just any inconvenience. The whirlwind is something bigger, more significant. It's when your world really feels like it's spinning out of control.
Okay, like what? Give me some examples.
Concrete things, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the sudden end of a relationship that formed, a big part of your identity.
Yeah.
Or an unexpected illness that just stops you in your tracks.
Right.
Or maybe your career path, something you worked on for years, just collapses. Financial security vanishes. Or even sometimes it's more subtle, like realizing all the things you chased, promotions, stuff, recognition, they actually brought you zero lasting joy.
That feeling of emptiness, even when you have everything.
Exactly. It's when the ground you're standing on just gives way.
Wow.
But here's the crucial part in these teachings. These aren't just random bad luck. They're seen as sacred markers.
Sacred markers.
Yeah, like a direct call from your soul. A kind of divine tap on the shoulder, or sometimes a shove, saying, stop, right here, dig. Your true self, your Atlantis, it's buried right under this.
So the chaos is actually the X marking the spot.
Precisely. It's an alarm bell when you've drifted too far off course from your inner truth.
But the challenge, the source says, is being brave enough, quiet enough, still enough to actually listen when everything's falling apart. That sounds incredibly hard.
It is hard. It goes against our instincts.
Yeah, you just want to fix it, run away, and make it stop. How do you resist just trying to, like, board up the windows against the storm?
Well, that's exactly what most people do try to do, isn't it? Fight it, ignore it, numb it out somehow, medicate it, distract.
Anything but feel it.
Right. Just endless activity, maybe buying things, anything to pretend it's not happening. We just desperately want things back to normal.
But that's missing the point, according to this teaching.
And missing the huge opportunity, yeah. There's a line in the Zohar, the mystical Jewish text. Woe to the man who does not stir himself from sleep. And the whirlwind, it's like our spiritual alarm clock. It's shouting, wake up. You're asleep to who you really are. It's a nudge, sometimes a really forceful one, to remember your divine identity, what truly matters.
So avoiding the storm means missing the wake-up call.
Completely.
Yeah.
You lose the chance to reclaim that buried part of yourself.
It reminds me of, you know, those ancient mystery traditions? Didn't they use symbols like a sprig of acacia for resurrection coming out of darkness?
Exactly. But what's so radical here, in the Brotherhood's view, is that the darkness itself, the whirlwind, isn't just a precursor to resurrection. It is the point.
It is the point.
It is the resurrection point, the catalyst, the moment your soul is actually trying to rise up again after being dormant.
Wow, okay. That reframes everything. And the source gives an example, right? A story.
It does, and it really brings it home. There was this young woman who came to the Brotherhood. She was in absolute despair.
What happened to her?
She'd lost pretty much everything at once. Her job, her partner, her whole sense of direction, just gone. Everything she identified with had collapsed. Her world was a literal whirlwind.
Oh, man. I can't imagine. So what did they tell her?
Well, Grandmaster WaXhira's response was unexpected. He didn't offer pity. He looked at her with this deep understanding and said, congratulations. The whirlwind has visited you. Now dig.
Congratulations. That must have sounded crazy to her.
I'm sure it did initially,
Right.
but it was a total reframing. And instead of running from that awful pain and emptiness, she actually did it. She chose to dig.
What did digging look like for her? It wasn't just sitting there suffering.
No, not at all. It was active inquiry, brave inquiry. She meditated in the pain, allowing the raw feelings without judging them. Asking things like, okay, what is this teaching me about what I truly value? Or what parts of me did I ignore while chasing these things that just fell apart? She journaled like crazy, getting all the chaos out on paper, used prompts like, if this whirlwind is a message, what's it saying about my real desires, my worth?
So really engaging with it.
Deeply, and sitting in silence too, just listening, letting buried stuff surface, be felt, be processed.
Then what happened? Did it work?
Slowly, yeah. By facing it all, she started to remember who she was before the job title, before the relationship defined her, before the masks she wore.
Who was she?
She remembered she loved to paint, something she hadn't done since she was a kid, something that gave her pure, simple joy. And that feeling, that creative fire, that joy, that presence when she painted, that was her buried Atlantis.
Wow.
The whirlwind didn't actually destroy her essence. It specifically came to show her where that essence, her true self, her soul, was buried. It didn't blow her away. It blew her open.
That's incredible. So the avoiding, the numbing, that's where we go wrong. We miss the guidepost.
Exactly. We miss the pathway back to ourselves. The storm isn't the enemy. It's actually the guide, seen through this lens.
So a key takeaway then, maybe the biggest one, is that quote you mentioned. If you feel like life is falling apart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember, things fall apart to reveal what cannot be broken, what cannot be lost, what is eternal.
That's powerful.
That is your soul. That is Atlantis. It completely reframes suffering into revelation.
It makes me think, too, about what happens when we do bring forth what's inside. You mentioned other traditions.
Right, like in the Gospel of Thomas, one of those ancient texts found later, Jesus says something incredibly direct. If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you.
So the answer is already inside.
The answer, the salvation, the strength, it's already there, especially when the outside world feels like it's crumbling.
So this whole deep dive really boils down to this. You already have what you need. It's just buried.
Buried, obscured, forgotten maybe, but not destroyed.
And the whirlwind isn't the destroyer. It's the treasure map showing you where to dig.
Exactly. It's a guiding force, not purely destructive. It's grace disguised as chaos, as the teaching says.
You know, thinking about this, someone listening right now might be in their own whirlwind.
Oh, absolutely.
It could feel like intense fear, maybe grief that feels overwhelming, or just total confusion about where to go next. Or even just that nagging feeling that something's missing, even if life looks okay on the surface.
That lack of real joy.
Yeah.
And that feeling, whatever it looks like for you, that's the
The
invitation.
invitation to dig.
Yes. Not to run or numb out,
Yeah.
but to pause. Maybe lean into the discomfort a little and ask those brave questions. What part of my soul have I forgotten? What light have I buried under all the shoulds and experiences?
And digging could look different for everyone, right?
Absolutely. It's not one size fits all. Maybe it's talking honestly with someone you trust. Maybe it's spending quiet time in nature. Maybe it's picking up that old hobby again, like painting.
Or just sitting with the feelings without needing to fix them immediately.
Exactly. Just observing, allowing them to move through you. The goal is creating that space for remembering yourself. Because, as Grandmaster WaXhira teaches, every whirlwind is grace disguised as chaos. And when you meet it with presence, with love, with courage, it doesn't blow you away, it blows you open.
Blows you open. I love that. Well, this has been incredibly insightful. If you listening found value in this deep dive, and if you want to support spreading wisdom like this for, a more enlightened, peaceful, joyful world,
Which we definitely need.
we absolutely do. We invite you to check out our YouTube channel. Visit, subscribe, share it, like the videos. You can find us at youtube.com at Atlantean Brotherhood.
Yep, youtube.com at Atlantean Brotherhood.
So as we wrap up, let's just take a moment. If you can, maybe close your eyes, put your hand over your heart, and just silently say to yourself, really feel it.
I remember, I am not the storm. I am what the storm reveals.
Feel that truth sink in.
Remember, you are Atlantis. You are the Christos. You are the soul waking up from a long sleep. Let the whirlwind remind you of that amazing, unbreakable essence you already possess.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today and for being open to remembering your own inner Atlantis.
I look forward to the next one.